Kcaa Tire is recalling nearly 30,000 light truck and SUV replacement tires because the tread can separate. It affects certain Pathfinder tires made between August 2013 and May 2015. Symantec, the maker of Norton Antivirus, has agreed to sell its data storage unit to a group led by Carlyle Group for $8 billion. Amazon sales rose 30% last month thanks to its Black Friday and July Prime Day. Tanya Hansen, CNBC Radio.
Overturned truck blocking the carpool lane, freeway construction slowing everything down. I travel for work. News like that used to ruin my whole day until I discovered Citrix GoToMeeting. With GoToMeeting, I can meet from anywhere using my computer, tablet, or smartphone. And with HD video, I simply turn on my webcam and it's like being in the same room, which means I can stay productive no matter how bad the traffic gets.
Visit GoToMeeting.com and start our free 30-day trial. That's GoToMeeting.com.
Have you had trouble with online dating? This is eHarmony founder Dr. Neil Clark Warren. We've created a new solution, EH+. EH+ combines the personal attention of a matchmaker with eHarmony's extensive pool of great singles. EH+ gives you hand-selected matches and freedom from being online. Get started today. Call 855-930-LOVE. That's 855-930-LOVE.
Here's all you need to know. There's a new cool way to sell your unwanted stuff online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com. Buysellmakeoffer.com. You're not going to believe it. Join the legions of web sellers and buyers who are turning to buysellmakeoffer.com today. Never pay fees again. For low monthly membership of $7.95, you can sell up to 50 items, and there's a 60-day free trial membership to get you started. You can even produce your own infomercial to sell your products and upload the video for the world to see. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com.
Good afternoon, 12:02. I'm Di Rice with the very latest in live local news here on Kcaa 1050 AM. A motorhome fire burned one person and ignited a wildfire that soon blackened some 500 acres and spurred an evacuation in the mountains east of Anza. The injured victim suffered second-degree burns over about 3% of his or her body during the 11:44 a.m. incident yesterday along Highway 74, just east of Highway 371. Highway 74 was closed in both directions near the 371, and only residents were allowed through. By mid-afternoon, evacuation orders had been issued for homes east of the Paradise Valley Cafe, located at the intersection of the two highways. Fire officials are now confident that the fire will not spread beyond the 500 acres. It is now 20% contained. And a targeted and intended murder victim, 21-year-old Alec Arellano of Corona, survived an attack outside Rack's Billiards and Bourbon at 1650 East 6th Street in Corona. Another victim, 67-year-old John Fuller III, did not survive. Arellano recounts the incident as creepy, like what you'd see in a movie, not human. He says the suspect had no remorse, no expression whatsoever. Jesus Gonzalez Gutierrez, 24, of Corona, was found nearby not too long after the shootings. Gutierrez was arrested on suspicion of murder and assault with a deadly weapon with bail set at $1 million. And the body of a kayaker was recovered around 12:30 yesterday afternoon in about 20 to 25 feet of water at Lake Skinner. The man was identified by members of his church and the sheriff's office as Benjamin Lucas Pedro, a Guatemalan immigrant who lived and worked in Fallbrook. He was a youth leader enjoying a church outing on the lake on Sunday when the kayak carrying him capsized around 3:15. One of the employees at the marina near one of the ramps saw the struggle and took a boat out to the scene, but Pedro was nowhere to be found. There was a life jacket on board. However, Pedro was not wearing one. Inland Empire weather, sunny and not too bad today. Highs 89, overnight lows about 61. A nice cool night to keep the windows open. Highs right now 80 degrees in San Bernardino. Checking out your drive. That freeway is still closed. The 74 eastbound side, they're saying, between the 371 and McKeat Hill And that is due to that brush fire that I was just speaking about just a few minutes ago. And again, it is 20% contained at this point in time. Other than that, the only thing in your way is a little bit of stop and go traffic on the 215 northbound between Palm Avenue and the 15 freeway. That's as you make your way through Devore. That is the very latest with news, weather, and traffic on the station that leaves no listener behind. KCAA 1050 AM.
Check us out on Instagram where you can watch videos, see pictures, and listen to audio of all your favorite KCAA shows. That's right, KCAA 1050 AM is now on Instagram. Go get your account.
It's been a huge witness for us to be able to share that.
It was time to get serious. Intentionality, people. Celebrate the success.
Thank you so much.
This is your show, America.
If I knew at 22 what I know now, our life would be better off.
It's the show that's changing the world. Now you don't just listen to the show, you live it. Live from the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, it's the Dave Ramsey Show, where debt is dumb, cash is king, and the paid-off home mortgage has taken the place of the BMW as the status symbol of choice. So about 15 years ago, I started noticing the number of people that I'm interacting with on the radio and at our events that follows this pattern. A lady is highly educated or not, highly motivated either way, and she has her first or second child and says, I really want to be at home with my kids. And she's calling me because she's trying to figure out a way to make that budget work. And it wasn't unusual for me to say things like, cut coupons and be a home economist. I still say those kinds of things. And, you manage the household well. You cook from scratch, which is cheaper and better for you. And you do the things to keep the expenses down. And if you can start some kind of a small business from home and create a little extra income, that would add to the situation and make it more feasible mathematically for your budget, in your budget, for you to be at home. And I've had that conversation, I don't know, thousands of times would not be an exaggeration. Thousands of times. And so a couple of years ago, we started brainstorming here in our organization about the idea that that set of ladies, that set of women, represent a tremendous pile of economics. The dollars and ideas and concepts that could be generated by them is astronomical while they're home with the kids, quote unquote, or work from home or start and run your own business, those kinds of things. Now, there's all kinds of articles and books and things on women in business and women in corporate America and women in this and women in that. And my mom was a realtor when I was growing up, so, I grew up in a household where mom, left the cave, killed something, and drug it home. I grew up in that. So as we started talking about this, we started working with Christy Wright, who's one of our Ramsey personalities, and she speaks in leadership summits all over the place with us. She speaks with me in Entree Leadership. She'll be with Hogan and I in Entree Leadership this fall. And Christy lit up as soon as we started talking about this. And she dove in and started doing research and started looking at the incredible potential, incredible power, economic power that is represented by these women that we're talking about. And so I asked her to join me, and we are going to talk to you ladies this hour. Christy and I are. So if you've got questions about starting and running your own business from a woman's perspective, Christy's here. I can't help you with a woman's perspective. I can help you with the business part. Right before we went on, they told Christy to fix her hair, and I thought they were talking to me. So that's how far off I am on this. So anyway, y'all call in, ladies. And we're going to talk about women starting and running their own business, whether it's from home with kids or whether you want to be big time, whether you want to be small time, wherever you are. The phone lines are open. The phone number is 888-825-5225. 5225 because we're going to announce something today. We're going on a quest to equip women to do the things they love and to make money doing it too, because you're worth that money. And so it's exciting, you guys. 888-825-5225. It's a women in business, starting your own business theme hour. I just made that up.
Like it.
It's kind of an entree leadership modified.
It is.
Welcome, Christy.
Hey, thanks for having me.
I'm so excited about the research that you've been doing and the material you've been building to unleash this economic force we're talking about. It's fun, isn't it?
I know it is, and today is it's all coming alive, it seems like, for the public, but for us here in the company, we've been working on it, like you said, for 2 years. We've been doing research, we've done interviews, we've done focus groups, we've done surveys, and we've really tested a lot of our theories on lots of different levels, and it's incredible to see how the women's journey through this process of having an idea to starting a side business and the challenges they face are so similar. And so, yeah, we're taking this space. We're going to provide solutions for them.
Yeah, and it's close to your heart because you grew up the daughter of a single mom entrepreneur.
Yeah, and so it's interesting because I think that's in my DNA, because my mom started her cake shop when I was 6 months old to raise and support me. And so as I'm watching her build this business, and I was in the business. I mean, I was at the cake shop, at 2 and 3 in the morning and helping her take orders and do deliveries downtown on foot. And so it was very much a part of my childhood and engrafted into my memories of growing up. But then you look at
I can see little baby 4-year-old Christy sleeping on a bag of flour.
I was. She pulled me out of bed at like 3 in the morning sometimes when she'd have to go bake, and she would wrap me up in blankets and take me downtown to her cake shop, and she would make me this pallet, of all these different blankets and comforters on the powdered sugar bags. But they were 50-pound bags, and I was little, so it was just perfectly comfortable to me. But then I'd get up and go to school, and I had the smell of, flour and powdered sugar in my hair. So it was a part of my childhood. It was a part of who I am and all of my memories. But it's interesting because in my education and my experience in business as well, combined with that, and I started my own side businesses in my 20s to help me, pay my bills. It's cool to see how God has woven that together for what we're doing now and helping these women.
So I want to talk to you more in detail about this, but let's go ahead and do the big announcement.
Okay.
The product is called Business Boutique. And the tagline is equipping women, finish it.
To make money doing what you love.
Equipping women to make money doing what you love. Mm-hmm. Business Boutique. And the first place we're going to roll out these solutions to help these ladies be equipped is our very first event, and it's going to be November 6th and 7th here in Nashville. It's a 2-day event.
It is.
It's a massive.
There's a lot to cover, right?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and you guys, our live events team and you and the content folks, and you guys have woven together all this research and this material and put it together. The only thing I'm mad about is I'm not on the list of speakers. I'm not getting
You weren't
to
invited.
The only guy you got's Jeremy. I mean, what's that? Jeremy Coward's coming. So
he made the cut.
There you go. I'm telling you. So talk about what you guys are going to cover in this 2-day event to equip women in doing what they love.
Sure. Well, we had some ideas from my own personal experience, but as we dove into this research the last 2 years, we really identified 5 main areas that were pain points for women. The first one is getting started. We hear that again and again. How do I get started? I have an idea, I have a talent or a hobby or a skill, but I don't even know where to start. It seems really overwhelming. So we're really going to give women a plan, a step-by-step plan of how to prioritize what you need to do to get started and cover your bases. Another one that really became overwhelming to them are the business questions. A lot of the taxes and licenses and insurances and, do I need to be a sole proprietorship or an LLC? How does this work? So we're going to have a whole session dedicated to answering their most pressing questions. Many of these women that get into side businesses don't do it because they love business. They do it because they love their craft or their skill. And so the business side of things can become very overwhelming, and they burn out because they feel like I can't do the business side of things. And so we're going to equip them and simplify those concepts so that they can spend less time on that stuff and more time on the stuff that they love.
So the tickets go on sale right now. Early bird pricing for this event is at $99 a person. You get 2 seats for $175 if you want to bring a friend. So it's the Business Boutique event, November 6th and 7th. We're announcing it right now. Christy Wright is the driving force of this. Many other speakers there. We'll talk about that more. You can go to businessboutique.com for your tickets or call 888-22-PEACE.
This Tuesday on Relationships 2.0 with Dr. Michelle Skeen, she will be chatting with Dr. Arnie Kcaa, author of The Awakened Introvert, Practical Mindfulness Skills to help you maximize your strength and thrive in a loud and crazy world. You will learn how you can optimize your introvert assets. Tune in Tuesday at 3 for Relationships 2.0 on KCAA 1050 AM.
Overlooked priorities in a family's financial plan is life insurance. Having it and having the right amount are crucial. If you died, how would your family pay the bills, put food on the table, and plan for the future? Term life insurance is protection for the ones you love. It's not complicated and it's not expensive. People need to deal with this, which is why I found a company I trust and I do business with, Xander. Please take the time to take care of your family.
This is KCAA.
The one name you should know, the best place you can go, Toyota of Escondido.
It's summer savings time at Toyota of Escondido. For the first time ever, you can drive home any bold new 2015 Camry or gas-saving Prius Hybrid with 0 APR factory financing for 60 months. Don't miss out.
Toyota of Escondido. Toyota of Escondido.
Come in today and save more than ever before on over 12.5 acres of new and pre-owned Toyotas. 0 APR factory financing on approved good credit. 60 monthly payments of $1,667 per $1,000 borrowed. Down payment varies with credit.
Toyota of Escondido.
Financing includes dealer fees and excludes tax and license. Ends July 6th.
Bob Vila here with my home improvement tip of the day. If a plumbing pipe ruptures inside your home, it's likely going to be a disaster. But properly installed pipe insulation can help prevent that, keeping water in your pipes from turning to ice, expanding, then bursting to create a mega mess. Insulation also cuts down on heat loss and keeps water warm as it makes its way to your faucets. Cold water pipes benefit from insulation too, especially during summer months when humid air would otherwise condense on the pipes and cause corrosion. Besides insulation protecting pipes, it also protects people from being injured by contact with very hot or very cold pipes. There are plenty of styles and materials to choose from, each with their own advantages and disadvantages. In many freeze-prone areas of the country, pipe insulation is not only a good idea, it's the law. Check local building ordinances before you head to the home center. Get more info at bobvila.com and right here at home with me, Bob Vila.
Hello, everyone. This is Nina MD, Fusion of Science and Beauty. Listen to my show every Wednesday night, 6 p.m., KCAA 1050, where I'm going to give you the latest, greatest on anti-aging.
Hey, everybody, it's Dr. Ruth. Just want you to know, you can now see pictures, listen to audios, and see videos of KCAA 1050 AM on Instagram.
My guest this hour as we talk with ladies about business, unleashing an economic force that has not been utilized and is underutilized. And so the concept is called Business Boutique. We're starting it with an event. We often do events to kick things off around here, and we're starting it with the Business Boutique event, equipping women to make money doing what they love. This is exciting. launching and birthing a brand new product this year. I mean, Christy had a baby this year. Now she's birthing a product. You had 2 babies this year.
I'll tell you what, I know. It's jumping in full force.
Very cool. And so Christy Wright joins me. We're talking with ladies. If you want to talk women, ladies out there, about the idea of starting and running your own business, or you already are and you've got questions about that for Christy, this is your time. The phone number is 888-825-5225. Before we go to the phones, I want to talk to you about there's kind of several categories. There's someone who's never done a business at all,
right,
but wants to start. And, you know, sometimes people, when they think about starting a business and you're a full-time mom at home, they think about it has to be a craft.
Right.
And there's a lot of very sophisticated products, digital products and other things that there's nothing wrong with doing a craft.
Right.
But there's a lot of other stuff that women do that generates income, but they're running their own business from home.
Right. Well, it's interesting because you mentioned this when we first opened with this segment in the show, is that many of these women are highly educated, but because the increasing cost of childcare or their choices, they want to go home with their kids, they're kind of leaving behind this talent or skill or education or experience that they could easily build a business out of. And it could be something, that's obvious, like a graphic designer. You could do that freelance and do that from home, but you can build a business out of a wide variety of things. One of the women that I spoke to, she does transcription services. I mean, you've got all over the board different types of businesses. You can, plan events, different types of things, where depending on what your skill set is and your education and experience, what you want to do, you can build a business around that to serve the marketplace, but be flexible and be from home.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be a craft on Etsy.
No, not at all.
There's a lot of people doing well with that,
right,
but that's not the only thing you could do. The other thing it doesn't have to be is, a few years ago there was a huge movement, and it's still there, but it was really tip of the spear for a while. We used to call them, you're not supposed to call them this, but mommy bloggers.
Mm-hmm.
But it got to be dadgum serious business.
Right.
I mean, they were making some bucks. Do you have to have a blog to do this?
No, well, that's what I think a lot of women have a tendency, the way that they get ideas about what to do is they watch other women, right? We're very relational. And so they look at their friends and say, oh, well, they're out there winning and they have a blog, but I'm not a good writer and I don't know what to say, so I guess I can't have a business. Well, that's not the case at all. You don't have to have a blog to have a business. You have a business that you get to build around your unique strengths, which you can make very specific to you and what you want to do.
How much, when you guys are talking and you're training and you're coaching these ladies, how much mom guilt is there?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, I've been a mom for all of 5 minutes, so I know I'm new to the game, but I can tell you from the moment you become a mother, I feel like you are immediately kind of inundated with this mom guilt. And the interesting thing about mom guilt is you have it either way. And the area that it seems to be the most tense and the strongest is around where you work and how you work and whether or not you work in a traditional office job full time or you stay at home. And so you feel the guilt either way. If you work full time, you feel guilty you're not with your baby more, your children more, missing class field trips. If you stay home, though, you have a different struggle where you struggle with your sense of identity and purpose, and you kind of lose your identity in motherhood. It's very easy to do that, where you just are only mom. And so you kind of get this mom guilt either way, but it's interesting because just in the last 6 months of having my son and then now being back to work, I've really tried to learn how to focus on the importance of what I'm doing. And so what I encourage women to do the same thing. You have a set of strengths and gifts and talents that you offer the world around you, and you offer your family members, and you are a better wife and mom when you engage your God-given talents, and you are a whole person, you are a whole woman, not only a mom or a wife.
It doesn't relate, but it does. 1,000 years ago, when I started this business, I started it from a card table on my in my living room, and there were three little kids running around the house, around our knees at the time, and because my business was in my home, I found myself working all the time.
Right.
I worked more then,
right,
because there's no physical departure to where you go, okay, I'm home, I quit work.
Right.
Because you're home and that's work. Do women run into that?
Yeah, I think so. When you work from home, it sounds like a dream, but the reality can be that if you don't have a specific space in your home or a specific schedule, then it feels like the business is taking over your life. So your kids are trying to talk to you or play, they want to play, they want your attention, and you're like, no, I'm working, but they have no idea that you're working because there's no boundaries or visible space because you're using your orders in the kitchen and you've got things, piles of laundry on your inventory and shipping boxes. So there's some real simple things you can do that I work with women on. If you're going to work from home, here's how you can be successful and be your most productive and really benefit from that. But you still get to take advantage of the many benefits of working from home, like having food in the crock pot and laundry going at the same time. But you just need a little bit more structure to be successful.
So we're talking about equipping women to make money doing what they love. The Business Boutique event will be November 6th and 7th. We put the tickets on sale today. It is a 2-day event. This is a massive, all-encompassing event. There's a list of speakers as long as your arm. Rachel Cruz will be there. Stephanie Parker, I'm excited Stephanie's going to be there because Stephanie's not a professional speaker.
Right. And she has a very cool story. So if you read about how she got the idea behind her business, she really was solving a problem. She had her baby was not able to use the traditional swaddle and she needed a transitional item to help her baby sleep well. And so she created a product she calls the Zippity Zip. And if you look it up, it's very creative, but she actually was featured on Shark Tank as well. So she has made it to this high level of success, but at the same time, she really started very small, like most people do.
She was sewing them herself originally.
Yes, and she did it debt-free in order to stay home with her kids. So her motivation was that same thing we're talking about. It was the flexibility to be home with her family.
Yeah, she's the founder of sleepingbaby.com. And now then you've got the more seasoned executive. Cordia Harrington's a friend of mine, and Sharon's is my age group, and Cordia is massively successful.
Right.
I mean, runs a huge business.
Yeah, her story's incredible.
Yeah, she's the CEO and founder of the Bun Companies, and she provides literally hundreds of millions of dollars of buns to little companies like McDonald's for their hamburgers and that kind of thing. And she'll be there speaking. She's incredible. And Ellie Holcomb's going to do the singing and the praise and worship stuff, right?
Yes, she's a Dove Award winner, which I went to college with her at UT, and she just has the most beautiful voice. She's going to do a devotional for us as well on Saturday morning. And so that's going to be such a blessing to so many people.
And Jeremy Coward, our friend, is one of the most influential photographers in the world, world-class photographer, and he's spoken at a couple of things for us over the years, and he'll fit right in with this.
He will.
And plus, he's kind of ugly. So
that really hurts.
So that's fun. So as you begin coaching these ladies with this business boutique idea, giving them the tools to either start from ground floor scratch or to take something that's going pretty good and take it to the next level. What are some things do you think that are unique to this particular space that might be different than an entrepreneurial, an entree leader that is a guy who starts his own business and that kind of thing?
Well, I think for one, the motivations are very different. And so if you look at, there's a study that actually just came out on Etsy store owners, which we're not just reaching, like you said, just crafters, but that's a great marketplace where 70% of Etsy store owners said that them doing something creative is why they started it. And so I think the motivation, a lot of times when you see entrepreneurs, specifically men, they have this big dream to grow this big business and this big team.
It's money driven.
It's money driven. It's aggressive, and their goals are big. With women, a lot of times their goals are very small, and sometimes they may not even start out with any goals. It's kind of like, well, maybe I'll just try selling this thing on Facebook. It starts out very simple, but don't underestimate them, because in my research, especially recently with focus groups, we're seeing that as the women become successful in their side business and it grows financially, but also they're feeling the reward of running a business, their goals grow. And so it's like, well, maybe I do want to grow it to team members. Maybe I do want to do this full time, leave my full time job if they're working full time as well. And so you really start to see their kind of evolution just to look a little bit differently. But many of them, they do have smaller goals. They just want to pay for soccer camp, or they just want to supplement their income, and they want to keep it small and manageable.
There you go. Christy Wright is our guest this hour. We're going to come back with your calls, ladies, as we talk about women and equipping women to make money doing what you love. The phone number is 888-825-5225. The event is called Business Boutique. You can find it at DaveRamsey.com or BusinessBoutique.com, or you can call 888-22-PIECE for your tickets. This will sell out very quickly. We do not have a huge venue for this. It's going to be very intimate and a little smaller than some of our stuff. So get your tickets quickly and go to DaveRamsey.com. It's November 6th through the 7th.
This is KCAA.
California headline news: steep terrain, hot weather, wind, and vegetation that's extremely dry, combining to make for very tough conditions for firefighters battling the Jerusalem fire. It doubled in size overnight to 12,000 acres in Lake County. Fire crews throwing everything at it.
Access, getting the necessary resources we can in some of that steep terrain. We're using everything: helicopters, hand crews, bulldozers.
Tony McHale with CAL FIRE. A huge crowd gathers at the LA Sports Arena to hear Vermont Senator and Democratic presidential hopeful Bernie Sanders.
With the overflow crowd, we have more than 27 100,000 people.
Sanders earlier in the day picked up the endorsement of the National Nurses United in Oakland. They boast 185,000 members. First key union endorsement for Sanders. Long Beach police searching for suspects who shot and injured 4 people in what they say was a drive-by shooting. One of the victims, a teenage boy who's in critical condition. 2 men and a woman were also shot. Geico weather, dry conditions, seasonal temperatures before a warm-up likely tomorrow. Jeff Scott, California News.
To the insurance company I'm leaving behind. You've scorned me for the last time. I've met another who makes me sing like a lark with the first morning dew. It happened all so quickly. In just 15 minutes, Geico swept me into a loving car insurance embrace and saved me hundreds of dollars and sleepless nights. Now I needn't worry if you'll be receptive to my automobile needs. Geico will be there for me in all the ways you never could. Regards, Sylvia in Silver Spring.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. The following is a serious Geico commercial.
Geico's been perfecting car insurance for over 75 years, and that's not silly. There's nothing wacky about Geico's commitment to innovation, like their award-winning mobile app that helps you manage your policy and process claims. Nothing to chuckle about there. And of course, Geico could save you hundreds on car insurance, which should tickle your money bone, not your funny bone.
Geico, saving people money on car insurance for over 75 years.
It's time for the KCAA Community Calendar, brought to you exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools. The clear mission of Learn for Life is to motivate and mentor students who have dropped out of school and provide them with the personalized education and technical training necessary to advance their lives.
Here's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar. I'm Di Rice. The Wild Weird West is a high desert fest you don't want to miss. The Wild Weird Fest takes place Saturday, September 5th from 10 till 10 in Hesperia. The Wild Weird West is jam-packed with bands. Headliners include the Small Wigs with special guests OC Punk Pioneers, the Detours featuring Rick Agnew, special performances by members of Hun, Devil's Brigade, and Manic Hispanic. High desert bands such as the Morgley Boys will also be on scene. Check out the art, including ironwork, tattoo, gaff, print, and canvas. Bring the kids. Visit the fortune tellers and clowns. Get your face painted. Get your hair cut. Experience the food, raffles. Check out the skate decks, records, and so much more. The Wild Weird West is a huge event sponsored by Pharmacy Board Shop, so you know there will be ramp demos on hand by Ricky Barnes, Ray Bones, and more. Make plans now for the Wild Weird West High Desert Fest, Saturday, September 5th at 13747 Mojave Street in Hesperia. Wild Weird West High Desert Fest from 10 a.m. till 10 p.m. in Hesperia, September 5th. All the fun, just $20. For more information, Facebook, Wild Weird West. That's a look at the KCAA Community Calendar.
The KCAA Community Calendar is presented exclusively by Learn for Life, a growing network of public charter schools where students can complete their education on a part-time basis. To find a resource center nearest you, call 1-877-360-LEARN or visit Learn for Life online at learn4life.org.
Liam's Irish Pub salutes the men and women in uniform who stood tall for our freedom around the world. Let's give them the hero's welcome home they deserve. American troops are our angels of protection and wings of freedom that have fought hard to restore peace. That's a courtesy of Liam's Irish Pub, where service is more than a word. It is a fact. For delicious menu items, stop into 1087 South Mount Vernon Avenue in Colton for Liam's Irish Pub, a great place for good food and a great time. Call 909-422-9900, 909-422-9900.
Are you particular about the vitamins and supplements you take? Have you found that the big chain stores simply don't have what you need? Then you should know about the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. You'll find rock-bottom prices on gourmet, top-quality vitamins and mineral supplements at the Vitamin Center. Get 30% off on all supplements and homeopathic products. All, not just selected merchandise. In addition, you'll find 30% off on all cosmetics, soaps, shampoos, toothpaste, makeup, hair coloring, and lip gloss. And all tea products are discounted 20%. Why go anywhere else? See for yourself at the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills, 5007 Canaan Road in Agora Hills. Or check out the savings and place your order online, VitaminCenterAgoraHills.com. Start saving by getting what you need from the Vitamin Center of Agora Hills. And tell a friend that the Vitamin Center ships nationwide. Call 818-707-0005. That's 818-707-0005. The Vitamin Center of Agora Hills.
Get all the facts, all you need to know on KCAA Radio, AM 1050.
Christy Wright joins me this hour as we talk about Business Boutique, a new event our team is doing. Christy is headlining it and running it. She's the driving force behind this. She's the face of it. Business Boutique is equipping women to make money doing what they love. The event is November 6th and 7th in Nashville, and you can get your tickets at businessboutique.com or daveramsey.com. Tickets are $99 a person. They're $175 for 2 tickets. You can also just call customer care if you'd rather do that at 888-22-PEACE, 888-227-3223. If you've got a question for Christy and you're a lady in the business space or want to be in that business space, this is your time. The phone number is 888-825-5225 to call us right here. Christy, you ready for some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Monique is with us in Los Angeles. Hey, Monique, your question for Christy.
Hi, yes, good afternoon. I've been in direct sales now for 6 years, and I am at a point where my family life will allow me to take my business to the next level. How do I get there?
Direct sales, you mean you're in a multi-level organization?
Yes, it's direct sales for a jewelry company.
Okay.
So I do home-based parties.
Gotcha.
And events.
So when you say next level, define that for me. What are you looking to do? What are your goals specifically?
Well, make some real money.
That's a good start.
Ding, ding, ding.
Make some real money. I'm not looking to go back into corporate. So definitely want to use this as something that I can do and be home for my kids.
Sure, absolutely. Well, I think having your goal, setting an actual tangible goal of what income are you looking to make, and then backing out of that, setting some timelines for yourself. So I'd get really specific, honestly. If you're looking to make some real money, what is that definition for you? That may be for someone that may be $10,000 a year. For someone it may be $100,000 a year. So really identifying what goal are you trying to hit, and then backing out of that. What does that equate to in sales? What does that equate to in dollars, in time, in actual customers, or amount of jewelry sold, depending on how your business is structured? And so getting really specific to sit down and write some of that down would be the first step for you to really start to make steps towards that.
You make money off of parties and recruits.
Correct.
And so you've got to identify that each recruit, each party is worth X number of dollars. And then exactly what Christy was telling you is perfect. You take your total dollar income you want to make for that year, and you divide it out and say that means, by definition, I have to have X number of parties and Y number of recruits this year. And it puts you in that business, and it gives you a specific, very defined target. She gave you perfect advice. It's exactly what I would have told you to do, too. So, very cool. Rachel is in Nashville. Rachel, your question for Christy Wright.
Yes. I have started a photography business at home with my son, and I am doing it all debt-free. And so getting started, I need to know what your recommendations are on the most effective, inexpensive marketing techniques to get the initial phone call from potential clients, because I land about 80% or more of the clients actually meet face-to-face but have trouble getting that initial contact from them.
Sure. Well, Rachel, I would just encourage you. I know that, photography business or whatever business you're in, it's easy to focus on the service that you provide, but I would just encourage you. You are in a relationship business. So your medium is the photography and the pictures, but you are in a relationship business. So focus on building your relationships. My husband and I, for example, we just bought a car based on a relationship because I trusted the people that were selling the car, not because it was necessarily a certain dealership. And so for you and your business, how can you create relationships, take take people to coffee, take people that are, winning in the business, or other people that are, reaching out to people that could be potential clients, but focusing on building that relationship with them, because even if they don't have an event coming up next week, whenever they do get married or they do have a photo shoot that they're looking for, you're going to be the first in mind. So really working on your network of relationships would be a good starting point.
Think about it in reverse. That advice was perfect. Think about it in reverse for a second. If you were going to hire a handyman, would you rather call somebody that you never knew, never heard of, or that no one you knew, but had an ad somewhere that got in front of your face? That's a cold call. Versus you pick up the phone and a couple of your friends on Facebook go, you got to use George. He's the man. And George, he's a buddy of mine. I go to church with George. I know this. And so George's connection to one of your buddies got George the job. And that's how you're going to get your best business and your most business. Exactly what Christy's saying.
And you can incentivize referrals too, Rachel. Like you've already got a network, right? Whether it's social media, your close friends, your community, you can incentivize referrals through them. Let them be the word of mouth for you, just like Dave said, to share and spread that message. And also, if you serve people well, they won't shut up about it. I have not stopped talking about the different people that have taken care of me, regardless of what the service was, whether it was fixing our gutters or selling us a car. So if you serve people well, they won't stop talking about it, but you can take it even a step further and really incentivize those referrals through discounts or coupons or however you want to do it to get people to share and spread the word of mouth.
Hey, Rachel?
Yes.
Can we help you get started? Would you like to come to this event? Christy, you think she ought to come?
Yes. Rachel, why don't we just go ahead and give you 2 tickets? You and a friend come to this event.
I think that sounds amazing.
We'd love to have you there.
If we give them to you free, will you come?
I will be there.
All right. You hold on, and I'll have Laura pick up. We'll get you signed up. It's the Business Boutique event. That's what we're talking about. It's November 6th and 7th in Nashville. Christy is the spearhead of this, the face of this movement that is being created here, where we are equipping women to make money doing what they love. Early bird pricing for the event is $99 a person, and you can get 2 seats for $175. You can get them at businessboutique.com or daveramsey.com, or you can call 888-22-PEACE. One of the questions that came up a lot was exactly what she asks. And when you're doing coaching and or we're talking to these ladies doing the research, you're finding this a lot on this marketing. And so you've got one of the top speakers in the world coming to this event. Talk about Mari.
So Mari Smith is a Facebook expert, but she's also an expert on all social media. And so it's really impressive because Facebook actually hired her to represent them at conferences on teaching people how to leverage Facebook for your business. So this woman is absolutely an expert. If you follow her on Twitter, she's got a huge following, is always sharing great tools and tips and resources on how to leverage these social media platforms. But what's great is whenever these women come to this event, they're not just going to get information on all social media. They'll also learn how to identify which social media is right for them, because all of them are not created equal and they're not all right for their business. It can be exhausting. It's a lot of work to put out, messaging and content and all these different platforms. And so she's going to help you identify which ones do you need, which ones are right for your business, where you're going to get the most bang for your buck and really get to leverage that.
And then
to help
how to use them.
Right.
How to use them. How to throw out ideas and turn them into marketing and make a connectivity. Because really social media is the way you connect to your network, what we were just talking to Rachel about.
Right.
And it allows you to do that. A Facebook page certainly allows you to do that, a Twitter account, Pinterest, all those. But the problem is, as you said, there's so many options, they're blinding.
Right.
And so in my world, which is a completely different world, but in my world, I'm only on Twitter.
Right.
Now, we have 3 million people on the Dave Ramsey Facebook page, but our content team manages that page. I don't fool with it. I don't even look at it. But my personal Twitter account is my personal account. I manage that, and all of our personalities do.
Right.
And then some of you, I know you and Rachel are big on Instagram. Y'all are rocking. I ain't touched Instagram.
Right.
I touch it, but somebody here did it for me. I didn't. I still don't know how to.
You have a team.
I don't even know if I got the app on my phone or not. And by the way, folks, you can follow Christy Wright if you want to learn more about all this stuff. You can follow her on Twitter at Christy Wright, at Christy B Wright, WRIGHT, Christy B Wright. ChristyWright.com is her website, and her Facebook site is Facebook.com official Christy Wright. Official Christy Wright is her Facebook site. So you can jump in there. And, she's going to be constantly talking about this subject of ladies in business. So when you're talking to these ladies starting or running a business, what's the number one problem?
time management, which was so interesting
you didn't
to
even
me.
hesitate.
No, because
it's big.
it was the gap between the first problem and all the other problems was huge. Overwhelmingly, how to manage their time between their family and their business was the number one problem. Which
You've
was
been speaking on that for years.
Yeah, exactly. It was so interesting to me because that's what I've been doing at Entre Leadership events and all over the country at women's conferences and to outside companies as well, is how to have this idea of balance or create this idea of balance. And I kind of redefine it. You're familiar with my talk, but I redefine what balance even means. And so understanding that is the number one pain point for these women in with their side business and small business gets me really excited, because I'm seeing how God is weaving together all the different things I've been doing for this event, for this moment in time, to be able to really help them.
This is going to go bananas. This is going to be so big. I'm so excited. It's an economic force. Christy Wright's with us. We're talking about Business Boutique. The event will be November 6th and 7th here in Nashville. It is a smaller event, so you better get your tickets. They're not going to be here long. BusinessBoutique.com or DaveRamsey.com or 888-22-PEACE.
This Tuesday on Relationships 2.0 with Dr. Michelle Skeen, she will be chatting with Dr. Arnie Kozak, author of The Awakened Introvert, Practical Mindfulness Skills to help you maximize your strength and thrive in a loud and crazy world. You will learn how you can optimize your introvert assets. Tune in Tuesday at 3 for Relationships 2.0 on KCAA 1050 AM.
This is KCAA.
One name you should know, the best place you can go, Toyota of Escondido.
It's official. Once again, the truck pros at Toyota of Escondido sold more new Toyota trucks than any other Toyota dealer. That means more smart buyers like you trusted Toyota of Escondido's Truck Center to find them the right truck for work or play.
Toyota of Escondido. Toyota of Escondido.
It makes sense to buy from the truck sales leader. Let Toyota of Escondido customize your new truck to fit your active lifestyle. Choose from lift kits, custom tires and wheels, and much more. Come experience a whole new way to buy your next truck.
Toyota of Escondido.
Toyota truck sales leader for San Diego County for 2014.
Larry Burnett here, inviting you to join me for Open Season, Fridays at 6 p.m. right here on KCAA. It's three guys dropping gloves, tackling issues, and swinging for the fences. Great sports talk right here on KCAA AM 1050.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that there is no one path right for everyone. I've learned that without my high school diploma, I can only do so much. My options were limited. I found a free personalized learning program with Learn for Life that has a flexible schedule so I could keep my job while earning my high school diploma. I found new career training opportunities that would jumpstart my future. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN, 4, LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Like to spend a few days in another world? Then write this down. Golden Bear Cottages, Big Bear Lake. Now, listen, this is not some corporate-owned operation. It's family-owned and operated by some real nice people. Unique? Oh, you bet. Golden Bear Cottages features 28 one-of-a-kind cabins on a 5-acre historic site. Great for families, couples, and groups. And cabins are available with 1 to 7 bedrooms. Golden Bear Cottages is just a stone's throw from Big Bear Lake and super close to 3 great ski areas. Now, I could go on all day about Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear, but to see everything, just go to goldenbear.net. Again, goldenbear.net. Golden Bear Cottages in Big Bear. Clean, comfortable, and affordable. Check them out. goldenbear.net.
8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. It doesn't matter. There's always something for you right here on KCAA Radio.
Boutique, equipping women to make money doing what they love. It's Christy Wright leading this charge. Rachel Cruz will be speaking. Stephanie Parker, the creator of Zippity Zip. My buddy Cordia Harrington, the CEO and founder of the Bun Companies, affectionately known as the Bun Lady. Tiffany Peterson will be speaking on selling and marketing. Shannon Litton, the president and CEO of 5x5 Marketing Agency, another marketing. Mari Smith, a social media expert, literally is hired by Facebook to teach how to use Facebook. She's one of the top in the nation coming to this. Ellie Holcomb will be doing singing and praise and worship and leading a devotional with us. And Jeremy Cowart will be one of the top photographers on the internet, will be there. There's going to be breakout sessions on marketing, on taxes, on accounting. We're going to do a 2-day thing equipping women to make money doing what they love. Christy Wright has been with me this hour. It's an exciting time for us. You can get your tickets at businessboutique.com or daveramsey.com, or you can call 888-22-PEACE. They're only $99 a person. You can get 2 seats for $175. Christy, going into the break, we said the number one problem that these ladies face in this situation is time management. What's number 2?
Probably money. Figuring out how to interact with money. They have this love-hate relationship with money. And so it's interesting to see how some of them are motivated by wanting to stay home with their kids. They want to contribute to the family income. But then at the same time, they're conflicted because they feel guilty charging, or they have friends that ask for something free or at cost. And so they feel like they need to take care of them. And so they're really having trouble, not only just breaking even, which is hurting their family budget, but also making a profit and understanding the inherent goodness of business and the goodness of making a profit and serving the marketplace. And so you're really seeing the struggle. So we're going to hit on money hard at this event to really help them understand not only the necessity of making money and profit, but the goodness of it, the goodness of doing business well.
And when you do business well, the profit is the applause your customers give you, Ken Blanchard says. And Rabbi Lappin talks about it, and Thou Shalt Prosper, that when you when you serve, that your customers give you certificates of appreciation with presidents' faces on them.
Right.
And you should accept the certificate.
Right.
And you've done nothing wrong. But there's a shame or a guilt about that, as if I'm somehow, I'm doing this for the passion. I'm not doing this for the money.
Right.
And there's a separation there, isn't there?
Well, and I hear them say interesting things too, like, well, I enjoy it so much, I feel guilty charging. Like, you shouldn't make money because you're having a good time when you're painting or sewing or whatever the skill or craft your business is around. They also feel guilty charging because many of them don't value it themselves. Well, it's so easy for me. Well, it's not that good of a painting. And so nobody would probably want to pay for this. So they have a little bit of a struggle with the belief in it and belief in the business and the product themselves. So of course you communicate that to the marketplace, and then you're teaching people what your value is and what the product is worth.
Yeah. Sometimes you just charge enough they think it's valuable. All right, Crystal's with us in Las Vegas. Crystal, your question for Christy Wright.
Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
My husband and I want to start a family within the next year, but I'm concerned how to keep my business alive directly after giving birth. I have a home-based business. I serve as a virtual assistant, and I have a very loyal recurring client base. However, I don't have enough retained earnings to feel comfortable hiring an assistant to take over in maybe a short-term absence after giving birth.
Well, I would say there's a real there's something very genuine whenever you just share your heart with people. And so if you were to communicate to your client base right now, I know you said you have a client base, and let them know your plans and your intentions of, I'm planning to start a family, and here's my plan for maternity leave. Here's what my schedule will look like. Here's when we'll be back. You can provide some solutions for them of either referral in the meantime, but then say, I would love your business when you come back. But for you, if it's important for you to have a maternity leave, for you to take that time off, then simply communicating that to your client base. You may lose a few, but a lot of times when you're honest and upfront, and especially around something so beautiful and wonderful of starting a small business, or starting a family, then a lot of times the business will still be there. A lot of times the people will kind of stay with you through that because they understand. And like I said, we're in a relational business here. And so a lot of times if you build that relationship, then if you've served them well, they'll still be there.
Yeah, it's different than a corporate job where you do Family Leave Act and that kind of thing. I mean, you and Rachel just both went through that this year.
Right.
Both of you having the baby. And I noticed with both of you, because you're very much self-employed working here.
Right.
I mean, you as speakers, as personalities, you guys have the things you just can't lay it down for 12 whole weeks.
Right.
And so you guys are not working full-time yet.
Right.
Still, way after normal maternity leave.
Right.
But in return, what happened was your first couple of weeks after the birth was very intense and it was completely silent.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started re-engaging gradually during what would have been a normal maternity leave.
Right.
Maybe that would work.
Well, and too, we planned ahead, and I don't know if this would work for your business with being a virtual assistant if people need things on a week-by-week basis, but something that I manage regularly is my social media and my blog content, my videos. And so what I did during the months of November to January was I shot a ton of videos, I wrote a ton of blogs, I planned a ton of social, and I had those scheduled to go out even when I was at home with my baby covered, in burp cloths and wearing yoga pants. So things were still happening in the marketplace representing my brand. So I don't know if
Rachel did the exact same thing.
Yes, and I don't know if that would work for your business with being a virtual assistant. If there is work you could do ahead of time or schedule for your clients, that would probably help as well for you to get a little bit of leave.
Jessica is in Des Moines, Iowa. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Better than I deserve. Your question for Christy.
Well, first of all, Dave, you're awesome. That's all I have to say about that. Christy, I am a female hunter, and I really enjoy hunting. My husband and I go quite a few places, and I'm a lot of times the only female. And for the longest time, I have wanted to do like either a blog or even an article in a magazine every month. And I want to call it Ladies and Lanyards, and lanyards like wear around your
That's
neck.
fun.
I love it.
Because I have a lot of stories about being the only female, and sometimes some of the issues that we have that the men don't worry about, and about being a female hunter. And I wanted to know, I'm not good with technology. I can write essays all day and write things, but I don't know where I would start to get maybe a blog, or even if you think getting into a magazine would be better. I'm not even worried about the money part. I just want to empower other women, that are trying to get into hunting and may be intimidated,
Sure, absolutely.
That's very cool.
That is very cool. So I think the good starting point would be your blog. You need to have some writing samples before you would be brought into, to write for a magazine, for example, most likely. So you want to have some writing samples. You really, there needs to be a strategy for your blog, though. Anybody can start a blog, and a lot of the blogs out there, there's billions of blogs. They don't have a strategy. They just, it's random stories, and there's rambling, et cetera. So I would really encourage you to kind of map out just a strategy. It can be very simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Why do you want to start a blog? I think you said you want to empower other women. So that's a great statement. I want to start this blog to empower other women. And then what are you, what are you kind of driving towards? So if your blogs are going to be around specific to the hunting business, or just women in non-traditional industries, or how you want to structure it, just mapping out a little bit of strategy on the front end will really help you build it. The platform and physically creating a blog is not hard. There's templates out there that make it super easy for you to do. Even if you didn't want to do it yourself with a WordPress template or something that's available to you, you could find someone that would easily, a teenager in a garage, or someone that in your community or church, I'm sure, that you could barter with, or pay a little bit of money and they would get it up and running for you. But you really just want to have a strategy before you start writing, because if not, it can easily become cluttered, and your audience doesn't know what to expect from you.
How does she draw readers then? Where's she go get her readers?
Well, you're going to want, you start with your community. You start with your community, whether that's social media. Are you on social media?
I got her on hold. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So you'll start with social media, and then you'll start, with your community, your immediate networks, and you start putting it out there and letting people know, okay, here, I'm doing this blog, I'm doing this thing, and let them share it with you. But your content has to be good. That's really key for your blog to be successful. There's a lot of bloggers that people don't read.
I would tweet links at hunting celebrities. Whoever that is, I don't know who that is, and gun people and that kind of stuff, tweet links in, because if guys picked that up and read it, they would hand it to their wife, and go, hey, read this.
Come with me.
Yeah, that kind
I want you to come hunting with me.
Exactly. I mean, that could be a dream come true for a lot of folks. So very cool. Christy Wright's been our guest this half hour. This is exciting.
It is.
Congratulations.
A lot coming up. Thank you.
It's going to be big. It's huge. The tickets are already flying out the door. I knew they would, but this is amazing. You guys, thank you for the response. The event is called Business Boutique. It's November 6th and 7th in Nashville. A whole lineup of speakers, businessboutique.com. You can check it out at daveramsey.com. It's $99 a person. That's the early bird price if you get it early. Now, this is equipping women to make money doing what they love. Talk about huge. This is an economic force we're getting ready to unleash, baby. Here we go! I love it! This is the Dave Ramsey Show.
America's pop culture entertainment show is here each week on KCAA. Hi, this is David Cohen together with
Douglas Viviani.
Join us each Saturday at 2 o'clock for Everything Old is New Again, where we take a nostalgic look at the future.
We'll revisit the entertainment and pop culture of yesterday juxtaposed to that of today. TVs, movies, music, and much more. Be forewarned, we're going to start the arguments you're going to love to have.
Everything Old is New Again, Saturday at 2 o'clock right here on CNBC